If you've been living under a stone for the last couple of weeks, that's your business. But the streets and the internet geeks and the bots and the record labels and the fans of hip hop music and the fans that necessarily don't listen to hip hop music have all been involved and had their 2 pence in this Drake, Kendrick Lamar battle, beef, if you want to call it. I would call it a battle, but then it turned into a little bit of a beef. But we'll go down.
I think it's a battle.
Yeah.
I think it's a battle that just had things said of a beef element.
Right.
But if we're really talking about beef, I think the real beef was in a situation that just came and went super quick because this was the headline that was Chris Brown and Quavo. That felt like beef.
Right.
That felt like someone would punch someone in their face.
Yeah,
and
true.
Stone Cold stunning them if they see them on site. But this was a battle.
Okay. No one cares about that Quavo.
No,
beef.
of course not, because no one's talking about it.
Before we start, can we give a round of applause to our audience?
Yeah, of course. Each and every time.
Second of all, can we give a round of applause to Drake and Kendrick Lamar's parents? And third of all, can we give a round of applause to 16-year-olds everywhere?
Don't touch me. Don't listen. Don't say things like that to touch me, bro. I'm not here to support you in these type of. See when you say things like that, I mean, I support that, brethren. Nah. I'm cool. You and Canada's finest. You lot can go to them parties, man.
Hey, listen,
I'm
people.
cool. Them Hello Kitty parties. I'm cool, bro. I'm alright.
I'm wearing shades today because, listen, it's gonna be. There could be a lot.
I might take mine off because the way I'm taking mine off because I don't want us to be associated when you're saying making these inflammatory comments, bro. I mean,
are we all right? So yeah, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Drake. Are we all in agreement that Drake lost this battle?
I don't know if he has.
How do you feel?
He's definitely taken. I don't think there's gonna be.
You think there's more music? You think there's more music?
He'll be fine. No, it's done. He'll be fine. He's too powerful to just be moved off into sunset. He'll be fine, but he's definitely got to come correct moving forward. He might not come back outside till summer.
Do you feel like? All right. Speaking of that, we all know. I think you've kind of alluded to it. Drake's career isn't. He has a career.
Yeah,
he's one of the biggest selling artists ever. And I feel like the conversation around this whole battle is really about the culture. Yeah. I feel like it was a real battle between the minds of these two artists. They're both very polarizing artists. They're very and I feel like both of them are very different in the way that they are as characters, the way that their music is, the way that they deliver their music, the sound of their music is completely different. I just feel like it was a great battle between two polarizing artists from different sides of the culture and of hip hop. And I feel like why Drake lost it is because Drake lost the culture. I don't think he understood what it meant, or I feel like he became so arrogant in the fact that he's up there and he never took Kendrick Lamar serious. Is that how you feel about it or not?
No. I just don't think he went into it. He prepared himself for said battle. I feel like he's shown in the past the one thing I'm like, and people don't like this. There's a definite imbalance in the force, but the thing people don't, or the majority of people I've seen online don't give Drake credit for is he doesn't duck or shy away from when you call him out.
Yeah.
He may take his time.
I agree.
Or he might give you subliminals to let you know I heard you, hold that, and let's see where we go from there.
Yeah.
But he definitely doesn't duck the smoke. Now, that could be a good or a bad thing, but at least he comes outside.
So you're saying he didn't prepare?
I don't think... Dude, this guy was on tour. Like, he literally just come off tour not too long ago, and then next thing you know...
He's in a beef.
Like, he didn't even get a break to get a massage. He didn't get a break to drink a lemon and honey tea to warm up the vocals. Nothing.
So whose fault is that?
It ultimately falls down to him.
Because I feel like if he... You're right. He was on tour and he came back and obviously this thing has kicked off. And I feel like he should have just given it a moment. Obviously, the problem is that shots were fired and you couldn't avoid those shots because if you're just in the local shopping centre, you're gonna hear that number one record ringing off.
Which is fine,
yeah.
But he's used to. The thing I don't think he took into account was, don't you think other rappers have been in that situation more times than we can count? How many number ones has he got? Like 13 or some shit?
Right.
That's 13 times other rappers have been out with their wife, their side piece, their kids, their mom, their family, and they're hearing a Drake record.
Right.
Hotline bling, bang, 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 bang. Their kids love, like, the thing is, kids love Drake's music. Drake's music is accessible, it's easy to consume. So he could, if I was in Drake's camp, I would have said to him, boss, listen to what he's saying in this Like That song, and then let's prep 3-4 steps ahead.
Right.
Because like the other guy before this guy, he was ready to go. I think the other guy's the real boogeyman. I just think people put boogeyman on Kendrick because they haven't seen Kendrick in this type of situation.
I've always known he's the boogeyman.
I think Pusha is the boogeyman.
Oh, you think Push is the boogeyman?
That's the boogeyman for me.
Okay.
Because to this day, Drake will make you think that never happened.
Yeah.
But we all know Pusha allowed Adonis to find his father.
Right, yeah.
Happy Father's Day in advance. If
I
I was in Drake's camp, I would have just been like, boss, let's think about this properly. We've never seen this guy before. Like, you could say with Pusha, you see Pusha against like Wayne or what like Pusha don't play around.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Kendrick backed up in a corner and said, all right, then, let me see what you got. So you have to prepare for the unexpected.
Right. And I'm glad you've got to that point, because that's what I heard a lot of, is that Kendrick's never really had a confrontation like this or a back and forth like that where Drake has, right? Yeah. But I feel like if you are a Kendrick Lamar fan, which I am, you have to know that this Donny doesn't play any games lyrically. Like, lyrically...
Yeah, but lyrically doesn't automatically equate to you're a general when it comes to battle.
He said in the control verse that this is what time it is in the control verse. He said it.
Yeah, but he's making a state that I'll wash any one of you lot lyrically.
Everyone.
Cool. But that doesn't necessarily... That could be like record for record, we are going to go, I'm better than you lyrically. But battle-wise, battle's different because we've seen certain artists who... Like 50 Cent, lyrically, is nowhere near Kendrick Lamar.
No.
Tupac Shakur, God bless the dead, and they shouldn't have brought him into this, but Tupac Shakur isn't in the same lyrical bracket as Kendrick Lamar.
Right.
And I stand on that. However, Hit 'Em Up is easily one of the... Listen, there's a top 10, Hit 'Em Up has to be top 3.
Yeah,
and I don't think it's the third option.
But I'm saying, but you see, right? So that in that battle and Jay's battle and Jay and Nas's battle, those two battles were very similar to those to Kendrick Lamar and Drake in the sense of one had the pulse on the culture and the other one didn't. So, for example, with Ether and Takeover, I still don't rate Ether to this day. I don't. And I'll tell you why. Beat was dead, but Ether had the culture. The record was, everybody in the culture felt it. It's the same thing as Hit 'Em Up. Hit 'Em Up wasn't. Hit 'Em Up was just like cool. He said, Tupac said all what he needed to say about Faith Evans, and he was cold with it. Like, he not lyrically, but he said what he needed to say in the art of war. Yeah. But when you check it, Biggie, shoot, who shot ya? Ain't even
right.
We're not gonna ever compare those two records. Like,
right, but that's my point. 50 Cent is not as lyrically gifted as Kendrick Lamar.
Right.
But in a battle, I would, based on what I've seen, I would put my money
on Drake.
No, I'd put my money. If 50 and Kendrick are battling,
okay,
even though Kendrick's more lyrically gifted than 50, I'd kind of have to back 50 Cent in a battle because I just know this guy's relentless. And even though he's not as lyrically as good as Kendrick, I've seen this guy victorious in many big battles before. So I don't think being lyrical automatically equates to you're going to win this battle.
Oh, no, you're not. You're not. But there was a lot of underestimating in this whole situation.
Right, but again,
and if you're like me, like Kendrick Lamar is like a tear down from Hove. So if you know like what I know about Hove, you know that as soon as you step in the arena with Kendrick Lamar, it's going to be a long day for you. And this is the thing. I knew, like, I had from the beginning of this battle started, I had my chest out, not because obviously I had not just because I had a bias, because I did have a bias, but it was because I knew Kendrick Lamar, when he's ready to set it, he's going to set it. From the control verse to the freestyle on the BT Hip Hop Awards, where he was like, when everybody went off and everybody got in their feelings about the control verse, and then men went and made them verses, and then you had Drake go on have a conversation with what's his name? With Elliot, and he was like, it's a moment. This song is a moment. I'm like, bro, he didn't even say nothing too tough. He does what he was doing what everyone does in these situations. As a hip hop artist, you stand on it, you say you're the best, and may the best man win. So it was like, from that forward. And then obviously Like That came out and then he dropped the bomb on him. I was just like, okay, there's no way as a Kendrick Lamar fan, I thought even remotely that after Like That came out and he set it on both of them, because that's what happened, that he weren't prepared and he weren't war ready. It's only people that don't listen to Kendrick Lamar or people that are outside of the hip hop community okay, it's going to be a long day for Kendrick. I never thought that.
Okay, but there's also also in regards to Kendrick, the way Kendrick's packaged, it looks like Kendrick can be in the middle of the fight and he'll throw punches, but he'll just throw a punch because he's been punched and then he'll walk away. Like, he has that persona like a Andre 3000, where it's just like someone might diss him, but he'll reply, but he doesn't really want to get into this whole battle thing because he has this persona. He just comes across as this humble, chilled, laid back guy. So, in comparison to Drake, where Drake's had many battles, it's like, all right, cool. Well, people could call you soft or whatever, but you've stepped outside and got your feet wet. So, but Like That. Well, first person shooter was the one that caught Mr. Kendrick Lamar, let me address you respectfully, as attention. God, I ain't got no dog in this race, but I don't. Nah, you're not having a summer banger at my expense, bro. So Mr. Kendrick Lamar, I don't know his middle name. I'll find it out during the show. Mr. Kendrick Lamar heard the first person shooter, and yeah, he was like, "Oh, really?" And it's weird because we've heard that bar before.
Which one?
Pulling up in the corner asking who's the best MCs,
right? Yeah,
Jay-Z or not. Like, we've heard this before.
Yeah,
it's as old as time.
Yeah.
And Jermaine Cole did that again, but he was giving respects to Kendrick, like, hey, you are you are the trailblazers. So there's 3 of them. It's me, Drake,
There's one
and
now.
you.
There's one, but
He mentioned him. It's not like he's like, oh, there's 3 of us, but it's myself, Drake, and we don't know the third spot's up for debate. Kendrick, Mr. Kendrick Lamar, be like, what? But he gave him his props. I think when he gave him his props, but then he said, I feel like I'm Muhammad Ali. I just feel like it's something in Mr. Kendrick Lamar. I don't know if he was eating like a wonton soup, or he was having some, burrito. I think that really hit him in his chest. You say I'm part of the top 3.
he was at New Hall King.
But then you say
have something to eat.
you're Muhammad. You feel like Muhammad Ali. So who am I then?
Yeah.
Because Muhammad Ali, in a lot of people's eyes, him or Tyson is like the epitome of boxing.
Do you think? All right. Based on that, do you think that J. Cole went to see Kendrick Lamar during that whole ramification? What was that record that J. Cole dropped during the battle?
The 7-minute drill.
Right. You think after 7-minute drill, he went to see Kendrick Lamar and heard some of the stuff that Kendrick Lamar was about to release on Drake and thought, this is long.
First of all, I don't know who Kendrick Lamar is. I know who Mr. Kendrick Lamar is. I think Jermaine Cole dropped 7-minute drill.
Yeah.
I think the internet was like,
Yeah.
what's this?
Yeah, what kind of shit is that?
What's this?
Yeah, this is temp. This is mid. Yeah. Yeah.
And then he went and he was like, oh, wow, okay. I thought, you know what, yeah? Respect where respect's due. I think Jermaine had the right idea, just the execution was wrong. Because he could have easily just waited for Drake to jump out first. But he was like, nah, I'm jumping out first.
Right.
Head on to deal with this thing.
Right.
He just didn't execute it right. He needed himself a little time and then drop. However, he must have went to go see Mr. Kendrick Lamar. And he must have saw Mr. Kendrick Lamar in a corner with his back turned to the entrance, headphones on, in a yoga type position. Yeah, sitting on the floor. And he just like, is this guy levitating in the corner? What the? Nah, I don't want none of this. He went out and he didn't even, you know what? Yeah, I don't even think he told Mr. Kendrick Lamar, I apologize right there and then. He went online and he did it publicly. Yeah. And then he must have texted Mr. Kendrick Lamar, said, hey, yo, brother, I came in the studio, I saw you in the corner, looking in the corner with headphones on, and you looked like you was floating in a seating position. I don't want no part of this. I'm wrong.
He left the studio and he said, yo.
I'm wrong. I'm not Mr. Muhammad Ali anymore. I'm Dylan White. I'm sorry.
He left the studio. He didn't even talk to his boys. J. Cole left the studio, didn't talk to his boys, sat in a vehicle like this, shivering.
Pondering, bro.
Like, no, hold on a minute. Like, okay,
what's going on?
What do I do? Because my spirit, you hear what you said at the concert, my spirit didn't.
Brother,
my spirit never felt this.
I was there in the car with Jermaine Cole after he left the studio. He didn't even tell Kendrick, hi, I'm here. He didn't even tell Mr. Kendrick Lamar, hi, I'm going. I was there in the car with Mr. J. Cole, and J. Cole put on Marvin Gaye, what's going on? He didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. What do you do?
He said at the concert, even my brethren standing out, like, listen, don't worry. Like, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying right now. Don't do it. But my spirit, he used the word spirit.
Brother.
And you know when you're, like, if you ever been in a fight, yeah, and you know the opposition is greasy and your spirit goes...
Bro, you have to go past common sense. No, sorry, here's the stages. You have to go past your brain telling you, brother, sit this one out. But you might still go, screw you, brain. Yeah. Bad man, a bad man.
Yeah.
Your pride steps and says, fam, I don't know if you paid attention to what your brain just said, but you got to relax. And then you're like, nah, fam, too many people around here, I got to show out.
But your spirit...
Common sense then tells you... Brother, I need you to pause.
Yeah.
The brain, and just told you, your pride, relax.
Yeah.
I'm common sense. Yeah. I'm telling you what everyone's thinking. Yeah. Common sense says, sit your ass down. And you're like, nah. You have to go through those 3 first to get to your soul. Your soul is the final boss. Your soul is Thanos with the infinity gauntlet on. It's like, Coley, I don't know part of this.
Yeah.
Go lie down. Let's think about this. Go eat some. I don't know what J. Cole looks like. He likes pot noodles or whatever. Go sit down, eat some pot noodles. chill
Bro,
out, watch some Boondocks, and let's deal with this.
I feel like he heard Meet the Grahams. He heard 616. I thought, if this is how calculated Mr. Kendrick Lamar has gone, I don't even want. Maybe J. Cole's got some closet stuff that he just don't want nothing getting out, and he thought, "Fuck this."
No, it is,
because you think about this, yeah. Think about how it looks now. Whether you believe it or not, whether you believe that Drake is a pedo or not, it's out there now, right? It's out, and you know what happens when you get labeled or you get some sort of information like that put on you. It's techie going forward. These are public figures now. You with me? So maybe it was just like J. Cole saying, "Bruv, well, this ain't rap. This is. I just wanted to rap. you know like that. I wanted to rap. I didn't want to do that."
Yeah, should be love. Fight for. Yeah.